Hello, I'm Ollie. Welcome to Oxford Online English. This lesson is part of a series of lessons about modal verbs. If you're not sure what modal verbs are or why they're important, watch this lesson first, which gives you an introduction to the topic. In this lesson, you can learn about using the modal verbs may, might, could, and can to talk about possibility. In sentences like, he can be really mean sometimes. It could take us a few hours to finish this. They might have missed the train. In all of these three sentences, we're using the modal verbs can, could, or might to talk about possibilities. So these sentences talk about possibilities, something which could happen in the future, can be true generally, or might have happened in the past. We'll learn more details about this during this lesson. First, let's look at using modal verbs to talk about possibilities in the future or the present. To talk about something which is generally possible, you can only use one verb, can. What does generally possible mean? It means you're talking about something which is true for different people at different times. You aren't talking about one action, one moment, or one event. For example, it can take 2 hours to get there by train. This is a general possibility, so that means it doesn't matter who goes or when you go. The journey can take 2 hours at any time. Summers can be really hot. That means, again, this is a general possibility. I'm talking about every year, not just 1 year. Okay, what about specific possibilities? You can use 3 verbs, could, may, or might. Let's look. It could take you 2 hours to get there by train. This is a specific possibility. I'm talking about when you make the journey. It's not something general. This summer might be really hot. Again, I'm talking about this summer, not every summer. So it's a specific situation. In these sentences, you can use the verbs could, might, or may. So you can say, this summer might be really hot. You can say, this summer may be really hot. Or, this summer could be really hot. They're all possible, and there's no difference in meaning. Although, the verb may is used a little bit less in spoken English. The verbs might and could are a bit more common. Next, we're going to look at talking about possibilities in the past. This is more complicated because there are 2 different situations. Look at 2 examples. I don't know where they are. They could have missed the train. You were lucky. If you'd been 1 minute later, you could have missed the train. In both of these sentences, we use the verb could, and in both sentences, we're talking about a possibility. But the sentences are different. Can you tell the difference? If you're not sure and you want to think about it, pause the video for a minute and try to find the answer. So, let's look at the first sentence. I don't know where they are. They could have missed the train. This means I don't know what happened, but it's possible that they missed the train. Maybe they missed the train, maybe they didn't. I'm not sure. In this situation, you can use could, might, or may to talk about a possibility in the past. So you could say, he might have forgotten about it. It could have got lost in the post. They may have left already. In all of these sentences, it means we don't know what happened. This is just a possibility. He might have forgotten about it. I'm not sure, but it's possible. So we said before there are 2 different situations when you're thinking about the past. We looked at how to talk about possibility in the past when you're not sure what happened. Now let's look at our second situation. You were lucky. If you'd been 1 minute later, you could have missed the train. In this case, we know what happened. I know that you didn't miss the train. In this situation, if you know what happened, you can't use might or may. You can only use could. Let's look at some more examples. You should be more careful. You could have really hurt yourself. This means you didn't hurt yourself. You're okay. But it was possible. I could have handled that situation much better. This means I didn't handle the situation well. I made mistakes, but I know that if I had another chance, I could do it better. They could have done more to help us. So they weren't helpful. They didn't do very much to help us, even though it was possible for them. Now I want to look at the negative sentences. You've already seen that in positive sentences, may, might, and could generally have the same meaning. However, in negative sentences, could is different from may and might. In fact, in negative sentences, could has the same meaning as can. Look at two sentences. Can you see the difference between them? He might not know about it yet, and he couldn't know about it yet. Can you see the difference? Pause the video if you want to think about it. So, he might not know about it yet means it's possible that he doesn't know. He couldn't know about it yet means it's impossible that he knows. In fact, couldn't in this sentence expresses certainty. It means I'm sure he doesn't know. So in the positive sentences, might and could have a similar meaning, but in the negative sentences, the meanings are very different. Another small point, cannot and could not are usually shortened to can't and couldn't. May not and might not are almost always used as two separate words. We don't use the short forms. Let's review the key points from this lesson. First, you need to think, are you talking about the present or the future, or are you talking about the past? If you're talking about the present or the future, the important question is, are you talking about something general or something specific? If you're talking about something general, we use can. If it's something specific, you can use could, may, or might. To talk about the past, the important question is, do you know what happened or not? If you don't know what happened, you can use, again, could or may or might, plus have, plus past participle. If you know what happened, only could is possible, again, with have and a past participle. Okay, that's the end of the lesson. I hope it was useful for you. If you're watching this on YouTube, I suggest you check out the full version of this lesson on our website. The full lesson includes a text and a quiz to help you learn more about this topic. But that's all for today, so thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.